Greetings to one and all. You are listening to MMJC Fortnightly Podcast. In episode 7 of our podcast, released on 8th July 2023, we had an elaborate discussion about the amendments to Securities and Exchange Board of India Listing Obligations and Disclosure Requirement Regulations 2015, that is SEBI LODR Regulations 2015, and the disclosures required to be given by the listed entities immediately after the amendment becoming effective, that is immediately after 14 July 2023. In this edition of MMJC Fortnightly Podcast, we shall try to throw some more light on anomalies in compliance of Regulation 30A. To address our queries in this regard, we have with us Mr. Vallabh M. Joshi, Senior Manager MMJC. So sir, as we are all aware, Regulation 30A requires all the shareholders, promoters, directors, employees and related parties and key managerial personnel of the listed entities or that of its holding, subsidiary or associate companies to disclose to the listed entities about such agreements entered into by them which are imposing any restrictions on the listed entity or having any impact on the management or control of the listed entity. The listed entity in turn is required to disclose the same to the stock exchange. But even before this amendment, as per clause 5 of para A of part A of schedule 3, the listed entity was required to disclose to the stock exchange about such agreements which were material and were not in the ordinary course of the business. In such a case, what is the rationale behind bringing this regulation?
Yes, Rutuja. The rationale behind this amendment can be found in the consultation paper titled on strengthening corporate governance at listed entities by empowering shareholders, released by SEBI on 21st of February 2023. As per this consultation paper, SEBI observed that promoters of listed entities were entering into agreements which had an impact on the management or control of the listed entity or imposed any restriction on the listed entity. In case of some agreements, the listed entity itself was a party to the agreement, whereas in other cases, the listed entity was not a party to the agreement. Now, cases where the listed entity was not a party to the agreement, the board of directors or shareholders of the listed entity may not be in a position to decide whether or not such agreement is material for the listed entity, as such agreements may not be brought before them. Also, many times such agreements had an adverse impact on the share price of the listed entity when it was brought before the knowledge of the general public. Therefore, SEBI, through the said consultation paper dated February 21st, 2023, proposed that since such agreements are material for listed entity, they should be first brought before the board of directors of the listed entity and after obtaining their opinion should be taken to the shareholders for their approval. Such an agreement shall come into effect only after obtaining shareholders' approval was what SEBI was proposing.
But sir, the actual amendment does not talk of any kind of approval. It only talks about the disclosure of such agreements by the parties to the listed entity and by listed entity to stock exchange. Then how is it that the proposed amendment was modified by SEBI?
That is because when SEBI had asked for public comments on the amendments proposed in the consultation paper as we have referred above, the industry through its remarks highlighted to SEBI the difficulties that may arise in complying with these provisions. Probably therefore, SEBI did not insert the requirement of shareholders' approval and mandated only the disclosure of such agreements to listed entities by promoters and to stock exchanges after that by the listed entities.
Okay, but I still have a doubt with respect to compliance of Regulation 30A. The sub-regulation 1 of Regulation 30A requires the entities listed earlier to give disclosure to the listed entity about the such agreements which have an impact on management or control or impose restrictions on the listed entity, and the listed entity in turn is required to disclose the same to the stock exchange. But my question is that if the listed entity on its own wants to know which of the above listed entities are required have entered into such agreements, then how can it do so?
Rutuja, this doubt was raised to SEBI when it had put the amendments for public comments. It was highlighted by industry to SEBI that not all shareholders can enter into such agreements which would have an effect on management or control of the listed entity. It is possible only for such shareholders who themselves have significant influence over the company. Therefore, this provision be made applicable only to such shareholders who form part of promoter and promoter group. But through the board note dated 31st March 2023, when SEBI had approved the amendment to LODR regulation, SEBI clarified its intention for making this amendment applicable to many entities. The board note said that language of the provision has been kept wide to include various other entities apart from promoters, so that promoters do not circumvent these provisions by having someone else enter into such binding agreements and escape from their liabilities on the ground that the agreement has not been entered by them. So, to answer your question precisely, there can be two parts. The first condition is that listed entity itself is party to the agreement. In that case, the company will surely be aware of the parties to the agreement and its impact on the management or control of the listed entity. The second situation is that the listed entity is not a party to the agreement and therefore it is not aware of the existence of that agreement. In such a case, as per Regulation 30A, it is duty of the entity entering into the agreement to inform the listed entity about the said agreement within 2 working days, and thereafter the listed entity shall inform the stock exchange about the same within 24 hours from the receipt of the information from the promoters or the entities mentioned therein. Therefore, ideally, the listed entities is not required to keep track of such parties who have entered into said agreements, but if the listed entity is still desirous of keeping the track, then it can take declarations on periodic basis from all such parties such as directors, promoters, shareholders, etc., who has significant influence over the listed entity, that whether or not they have entered into any such agreement.
Okay, sir, understood. Now, my next doubt pertains to the disclosure of the agreements by the listed entity to the stock exchange. As we are all aware, after insertion of Regulation 30A and that of Clause 5A to Para A Part A of Schedule 3, the listed entity is required to disclose to the stock exchange about such agreements entered into by promoters and other entities. But what about those agreements which are already entered by the said parties and are existing on the date of the amendment becoming effective, that is on 14 July 2023? Is the listed entity required to disclose about such agreements as well to the stock exchange?
Yes, the listed entities are required to disclose the existing agreements as well to the stock exchange. A separate circular dated 13 July 2023 issued by SEBI says that all the entities mentioned under Regulation 30A shall give disclosure about the agreements entered into by them which have impact on management or control of the listed entity to such listed entity till 31st July 2023, and the listed entity should in turn disclose the same to stock exchange till 14th August 2023. If the board of the listed entity thinks fit, it may take noting of such agreement before disclosing the same to the stock exchange. Also, the said SEBI circular dated 13 July 2023 provides for minimum details about the agreements to be given along with the disclosure. As per this circular, the listed entity is required to provide in the disclosure that clause of the agreement which has impact on the management or control of the listed entity in brief. Further, this is the one of the minimum data required to be given to the stock exchanges by the listed entity.
Okay, sir, understood. Thank you very much for your insights, sir. This was a really interesting discussion on compliance with respect to Regulation 30A. I am sure this will help our listeners as well. This is all in this edition of MMJC Fortnightly Podcast. Thank you for listening to us. Please feel free to write to us at mmjcinfo@mmjc.in for your queries and suggestions, if any.